Hey, so I just had a weird encounter with a package that was supposed to arrive yesterday and then didn't arrive yesterday and then was supposed to arrive today but then didn't arrive today. And then it said that it was delayed and sorry for the inconvenience. I'm sorry. And then I literally checked back 2 seconds later after looking through Amazon to try and spend my credits that I have on it because I didn't refund my card for something that I bought. And then they shipped something to me broken, and then I asked for a refund after, returning that. And they gave it to me, but not back on my card. It went through Amazon, so then I bought a book, like the last book that I need, like the physical copy of the Star Darlings books that I needed. And then, the whole delay thing happened, and now it says that it's supposed to arrive today, and I'm like, well, they have 3 hours, so they better hurry up. She's tired of everyone's shit. She's tired of my shit. Okay, anyway. So we are joined by my cat. And, yeah. Chapter 9. Cassie stood in front of a large, long building, knowing that her wisher was somewhere inside, feeling utterly miserable. It was cold, it was muddy, and it was rainy. And rain on Wishworld was nothing like the rain back home. It was decidedly unsparkly, and rather than being a gentle, refreshing mist, it was actually quite, wet. Her clothes were soaked clean through. With a sigh, she accessed her Wishworld outfit selector and changed from the adorable but now sobbing silver platform sandals for height as well as fashion. Light, flowy white top with spaghetti straps and a pair of pink and white wide-legged pants that ended just below the knee into a more weather-appropriate ensemble. Cozy leggings, an oversized pale pink sweater, toasty as a blanket, and rubber boots. She also added a waterproof coat with a hood, which she pulled up to cover her now platinum blonde hair with pale pink tips. Yeah, that's not a pale pink tip. That's a pale pink streak. Then she bent to fish the shooting star out of the brown muck, gave it a shake, folded it up, and placed it in her backpack, right next to her safety star glasses. She made her first observation, which she knew would be recorded in her cyber journal. Wish Mission 6, Wishworld Observation Number 1. Be sure to be fully prepared for all Wishworld weather conditions, because you never know what you might need. You'll save yourself some time and annoyance. She took another deep breath and exhaled, marveling at the billowing white clouds she created. Then she squared her shoulders and marched forward in her rubbery boots. Cloud she created. Oh, it must be like near winter time because her breath. After waiting a moment for the heavy-looking metal door to slide open, she realized she had to push it to get inside. Look out, Wisher. Here I come, she thought. The hallway was long and appeared to be empty. Cassie stood dripping on the floor, her glasses foggy from the sudden warmth. She sighed. Wishworld was one annoyance after another. Well, hello there, young lady. Cassie turned around and quickly in the direction of the voice, and a combination of her quick movement, her slippery boots, and wet floor caused her feet to slide right from under her. Moon and stars, she thought as her feet scrabbled on the floor, looking for purchase. Okay. The next thing she knew, she was flat on her back, staring up at the ceiling. Oof. A face appeared in the line of vision, a woman's face staring down at her and looking concerned. Oh my goodness, are you okay? She asked. I'm fine, said Cassie with a sigh. This was not a stellar way to begin her first wish mission. Luckily, the only thing that was bruised was her dignity. The woman squinted at Cassie through a pair of glasses perched on her nose. She was clearly trying to place her, and failing. I'm sorry, she said, but I don't recognize you. Who are you? She sniffed the air. And why does it smell just like my mother's hummingbird cake? She mused. Boy, does that take me back. Now was as good a time as any. Cassie took off her foggy glasses and stared up into the woman's eyes. My name is Cassie. I am the new student in school, she said. Will it work upside down? She wondered. It did. Your name is Cassie. You are the new student in school. The woman repeated as she helped Cassie to her feet. There you go, she said, drying her wet hands on her pant legs. Welcome to Mountain View School, Cassie. I am Principal McClenny. McClenny? Thank you, said Cassie, mentally congratulating herself for remembering the Wishling phrase for gratitude. Hold on. 247. No, 245. Why did I immediately go 247? Now that your mama's crazy. She bent down, pretending to tuck her leggings into her boots, and stole a glance at her stars app for directions to her wisher's location. I belong in room 261, she told the woman with a straightened up as she She told the woman as she straightened up. You belong in room 261, the woman echoed with a nod. That's Miss Old's room. I'll take you right there, she paused. But we'll go to your new locker so you can store your things. You know, I feel like that's so mean for, like, the person to call one of the teachers Miss Old. Nala, what are you looking at? She's a bitch. Anyway. Percy, you smacked her! Oh, by the way, we have another cat with us. Anyway, Cassie followed the woman down the hallway and was delighted with the small metal closet, or locker, she was given. There was just enough room for her dripping coat, which she was happy to dispose of. She envisioned the small top section of her locker filled with books. Paper books. I can hardly wait to get my hands on them, she thought. Ready? Asked Principal McKinley. Ready, said Cassie, slamming her locker shut with a clang. Cassie slung her silver backpack over her shoulder and followed the principal down the hallway. The woman paused in front of a display opposite the stairwell. Cassie looked up. There was a photo of a serious-looking girl with straight, dirty blonde hair pulled back in a headband. Student of the month, it said below her photo. Each month, a student is chosen to be honored in this way, the principal said. She turned to Cassie and she smiled. Annabelle here has received the award for 3 months running. It's awarded to be fucking hell. Yeah, she started my shit. Anyway, it's awarded to a very special student who not only excels academically, but also sets an example for other students with words and actions. Maybe someday it will be you. Cassie... Fuck. Sorry, something ran through my mind straight immediately, and I was just like, ugh. Maybe someday it will be you. Cassie felt a rush of warmth to her face. Well, of course I'd be student of the month if I attended your school, Cassie thought. I'd probably be student of the year if that was possible. She nodded politely, and they continued up the stairs and down the hall. Then stopped at the door of her new classroom. Principal McKinley turned to her and gave her a reassuring smile. You'll like Miss Olds, she said. She's really kind and she's a good teacher. Cassie nodded, recognizing the symbols on the classroom door from her Wishers 101 class they had studied when they studied Wishworld Holidays. There were bright green stemmed leaves with an interesting shape. I like those valentines, she said. Is it Halloween already? The principal chuckled. Good one, Cassie, she leaned toward her. But Miss Olds already got one class clown in her class. She doesn't need another. She rapped on the door, then turned to Cassie and smiled again. Are you ready? Don't be nervous now. Oh, I'm not nervous at all, said Cassie, giving the principal an odd glance for suggesting such a thing. The woman looked surprised. Good for you, she said. The door was opened by a kind-looking woman with medium-length brown hair. She wore a bright red sweater with white flowers on it. Principal McKinley, she said. To what do I owe this pleasure? I swear to God, that is not how you say the principal's name. Cassie immediately filed that wishling expression away as Mission 6, Wishworld Observation Number 2. I have a great ear for charming wishling expressions, she thought. See, even she's shocked. The principal stepped through the doorway, and a hush fell over the classroom, just like when Lady Stella made a surprise visit to Starling Academy classroom or appeared as a multi-classroom hollow image to make an announcement. Principal McGilhenny, I don't know, introduced Cassie to her new teacher. While the adults talked, Cassie looked around the classroom, trying to see if she could pick out her wisher. The students all looked back at her curiously. Get ready, wisher, thought Cassie. This is your lucky day. Your wish is about to be granted. But although she knew the student had to be somewhere in the room, there wasn't even the tiniest flicker in her glasses, her wish pendant. As Miss Olds walked Cassie to her new desk, remarking that the air suddenly smelled like deep dish blueberry pie, Principal McGilhenny said her goodbyes and left. The class relaxed visibly after she was gone. Cassie scanned the room again. Still no glow. That's odd, she thought. Could I be in the wrong classroom? She looked at the directions on her stars app. Classroom 261, just like the sign on the door. Could my wisher be absent? There was one empty seat in the row next to hers in the back of the room. Cell phones are not allowed in class. That's not the teacher. Cell phones are not allowed in class, said someone in a snippy voice. Cassie smiled at the girl, who sat in the first seat in the row next to hers. She was wearing a pink pale sweater and a plaid skirt. She was neat and tidy, not a dirty blonde hair on her head out of place. Thanks for the tip, said Cassie, slipping her stars up into her sweater pocket. The girl stared back unsmiling. Cassie took a closer look. Aren't you student of the month? She said to her. That's me, said the girl. Annabelle Victor. And I'm going to be student of the month this month, too. I'll be announced at the end of the day tomorrow. Well, good for you, said Cassie. The girl was obnoxious, but she certainly was sure of herself. Cassie had to give her that. She sat back in her decidedly uncomfortable wish-world seat. I guess I'll just sit back and observe, thought Cassie. Blend in and get to the bottom of this wish mission. She knew that she'd have it all figured out by lunchtime. Hi, Nala. She was sure of it. She sat patiently as Miss Olds took attendance and then asked everybody to take their science books. Cassie was thrilled when the teacher handed her her very own copy. Hi, Nala. And she flipped through the pages excitedly. A quick glance told her that some of the information inside was hopelessly out of date, but she loved the book anyway. The weight of it in her hands, the slickness of the paper, the colorful illustrations, and the photographs on every page. Class, it's time to get out your homework, Miss Olds said. Just as the students began to reach in their backpacks, the door burst open. There stood a tall, thin girl with long, shiny black hair, clutching her books to her chest. She had a white, pleasant face and bright blue eyes that sparkled with mischief. Cassie's glasses immediately began to glow. So this was her wisher. Chapter 10. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully we can get through this book today because there's still quite a bit of some pages left. Chapter 10 is going to be long, though. I know that.